Hello all, and welcome to tonight's beer review, which I am dubbing the Kailua Town Traffic Beer Review, because I have to go to a drugstore today, and, well, driving in Kailua Town during the day is like driving in a gigantic traffic jam. It's a small town, but its population doubles almost every day just because of all the hundreds of tour buses just, driving in and dropping tourists off, and, well, it's kind of killed this town, but, Whole Foods is there, so I went there, sort of like that South Park episode, went there, got my beer, went home. What beer did I get? Well, you'll see a review for that next week. But for now, we are going to be reviewing 2016 Bigfoot Barleywine Style Ale. This is a favorite I get every year. Each year I age 2 bottles, which I will open and taste test at some unknown time in the future, so long as I am not dead. Again, 9.6 by ABV. Read the back. Bigfoot is a beast of a beer, brimming with bold, bittersweet malt flavor and heaps of whole cone Pacific Northwest hops. First introduced in 1983, Bigfoot is a cult classic, prized by beer collectors. Drink it fresh or cellar it in a cool, dark place to taste as the flavors develop over time. Each year, I kind of find that the flavor profile is tweaked every year. I can tell that. They sort of stick to it, but they're always trying to refine it a little bit. Hopefully it's warm enough. You don't want to have a barley wine too cold. This is not a beer you drink in an iced glass, that's for sure. Oh. This one has the, oh dear, it doesn't have the... In old ones, they used to have like an illustration on the inside of the bottle cap that was really cute. Okay, I gave that one a little bit too vigorous of a pour. I was trying to aim for about 2 fingers, got about 3 fingers worth, unfortunately. At least in no overflow. So as you can tell from the head develop, still got quite a bit of good carbonation to it. Nice dark red-brown, or brown-red. More or less transparent, actually. Still light can get through it. You can't really see it on camera, but you can see right through it. No cloudiness at all. With a nice beige head. Lots of dark fruits there. And there's just also, it's just a malt show and a hop show. You got those dark stone fruits, almost dried like fruitiness, mixing with this almost hop mint-like element to the hops. So there's a a pine resin that almost shades into a minty kind of smell. Whore's head. Yes, that sounds a little pretentious, but yes, it does remind me of the old-fashioned horse head candy. Lots of earthiness to it. Sorry, I'm a little bit congested today. Just like a lot of wonderful smells coming out of this. Caramel. It just alternates, it's just this wonderful interplay in between hop notes and malt notes. Now what I find really interesting about the flavor in this year is that the booziness is very, very low, almost unapparent in this year. One I had a couple years back, that had a pretty boozy kick to it. This one has almost none. In front, all these very rich, almost like fruit cake sort of flavors. You got your fruits, you got nuttiness. Transitions into this nice earthiness, too. Not as chewy as some years. It's still very chewy, very thick. A lot more apparent carbonation than I've noticed in some years. Flavor profile is very much the same, though, minus that slight bit of booziness. Lots of bittersweet chocolate notes. So you got that fruitcake that shades into sort of earthy, bittersweet chocolate. And then the hops come in full force. Very much pine tree, resin, hints of grapefruit. Very drying on the palate. Very sticky on the palate. Coats the tongue. Due to the intensity of the malts, doesn't quite clear it. You still got a bit of a ghost left on it, sort of like a chocolate aftertaste. The amount of hops in this bitterness IBU is just through the roof, but sort of covered up by the thickness and heaviness of those malts. Comes across as well balanced on either extreme. So you got a heck of a lot on either side, but both of them kind of balance each other out. So it's just a very intense beer all around. One thing I'm kind of looking forward to, and in trying the aged ones in years to come, is seeing how those big flavors sort of lose their edges and become a bit more indistinct, which is usually a bad thing in beers that are fresh for me, but is something that's a bit more interesting, just to see how it develops over time. Hence my, kind of keeping multiple years for a nice vertical. Fruitcake, bittersweet chocolate. The bittersweet chocolate is really, very much like the 70% cacao kind of stuff, South American cacao. That's how nice it is. You're just getting that. It's not just the malting, it's the hop interplay there. So you're getting that very strong, earthy kind of chocolate there. Slight bit of caramel malts, but I have to say that earthiness and sort of fruity nuttiness in the front kind of overplays the caramel malts that I've had. So a little bit less caramelly than in some years. It just lasts and lasts. It just coats your tongue, that hopping right there. Among the more effervescent notes I kind of notice is just a slight tint of that sort of ozone-like smell I sometimes get from highly hopped IPAs. Just a hint, though, in the more volatile area. Unfortunately, I'm losing kind of a bit because, like I said, I'm a little bit congested today, so my volatile sensing area up here is a little bit plugged up. Not completely, otherwise I wouldn't be wasting your time with a review. But you can... When I do a deep inhale from my nose, you can kind of, hear it. So I could go on and on about the various flavors, shades, and nuances of it, because this is an amazingly well-made, complex beer. The only caveat I have to say is if you're well, one, obviously, if you don't like strong barley wines, don't drink this. If you're not really into hops, don't drink this. This is the full-on, epitome of the American barley wine style, heavily hopped. I would say more hopped than a lot of IPAs are. That's the amount of intensity I'm getting from the finish here. But if you want the perfect example of an American barley wine, and you want it to, you want an affordable, easy to get example of an American barley wine, you can't beat Bigfoot. At, on the mainland, it's usually listed at $11 for a 4-pack. You can find it at almost any liquor store. And, you're going to be assured of the quality and assured of the turnover, because this stuff disappears. It doesn't sit on the shelves. It's made in mass quantities, but it's demanded in mass quantities because of the price and quality. So it goes, Once it's stopped being made, it's maybe on the shelf for about 2-3 weeks after. I've never seen it last more than a month. Which is more than I can say for some of their, their other specialty releases. I've seen the Optimum sit for quite a while on the shelves, but never the Bigfoot. And that's for a good reason, This is why it's been making this since 1983. It's just an excellent example of the style, and it was also one of the first of the style, if not the first of the style, being the American barley wine. American style barley wine. I believe Anchor Steam put out the first American-made barley wine. Well, post-Prohibition barley wine. I don't know enough about the pre-Prohibition beer making in America. If you got any book reviews, if you got any book recommendations, I'd love to go and read about the pre-Prohibition state of alcohol in the United States, because it's a fascinating topic. I'm dead serious. Please give me book recommendations if any of you do see this. 5 to 10 of you, whom I love dearly. One of these days I'm going to give you all individually a shout out. Thank you for watching these very unprofessional productions. Thank you to my Facebook friends who occasionally stumble in on this. So, Bigfoot barley wine, go out, it's the time of year, go out and get yourself some. And drink a bottle, but don't drink more than a bottle unless you're professional like me, because this is going to put you on your ass. That's your beer review for tonight, folks. Cheers.